Hi and welcome back to this crash course that will cover everything you need to know getting started as an editor with Avid Media Composer. So this is how the software looks when you start it for the first time. At the top of the Select Project window you have two buttons. Projects lets you view a list of all the projects at the current location, chosen with this Browse button here, which defaults to a folder in your documents on the computer's internal hard drive. Let's switch over to the New Project page to create our project. The first thing we have to do is to set the location for the project, which we can do with the Browse button here. I'm happy with the default setting, so I will keep it this way, but if you want to save your projects on an external drive, for example, you can set that here. Then we have the project name, and it's important to know that we cannot change this once the project has been created. For this educational footage we're going to use in this case, I'm going to call it Boss Parkour. So in this series we're going to use footage from Edit Stock portraying a Bosnian parkour athlete, and this footage will challenge you as an editor to play with motion effects and to find matching tricks. You can get the footage with a link in the description if you want to follow along and practice your editing skills while learning the software. Below the project name, we'll set the format for this project. The format consists of the video resolution, also called the raster dimension, and the frame rate. This is not necessarily the resolution that we have to export the video in. The best practice is to set the project's raster dimension to the resolution of your camera material. In this case, our material is in 1920 x 1080 with a frame rate of 59.94. So I will go ahead and pick that option in the menu. Keep in mind that you can't change the frame rate once the project has been created, so it's important to get it right. In most cases you can leave the rest as default and click Create. Alright, so now that we have our project created, let's get started. We currently have three different components in our workspace. The bin container, where we store all of our media, the composer window over here, where we can preview the files in our bins and move them to the sequence we're working with, and the timeline, where we can see all the video and audio tracks and the source material that we have linked to it. If we take a look at the bin container, on the left side we have our bins, and on the right side we can see what's inside our bins. The idea is to sort our material in different bins, so we easily can access them later. Let's create some bins for our material. I'd make one for the camera files, one for subclips, one for audio, one for effects, and one for sequences. This will add up to 5 different bins, which is the maximum amount for Media Composer first. So once we have our bins ready, let's open up the sequences bin and create our first sequence by right-clicking in the bin and going New Sequence Default Template. So the sequence is basically our composition, the media that we will export once we're finished. If we open it up, we can see on the timeline that we currently have one video track and 2 audio tracks in this sequence. And on the right of our composer window, we can monitor the material in our current sequence, but we don't have anything on it yet, so it's empty for that reason. So let's get started importing some media to the project. We'll do that in the video that appears on the screen right now, so see you there.